basically what I'm going to be doing in this video is I am going to be replacing my ignition lock cylinder. And that is because the guy that I bought it from, I bought it back from, he ended up accidentally breaking the key off inside the ignition, and it was the only key that he had left. I don't know what happened to the other 2 copies of the keys that I made when I had it the first time. They must have just gotten lost, or maybe they got broke too, I don't know. Well, maybe I can edit my face. I've got bronchitis. Had it for about a month and a half now. Well, I kind of sound like a smoker right now, but yeah, that's the gist of what we're going to be doing. Just replacing the cylinder lock, and it was an absolute bitch. We don't have a steering wheel lock plate remover tool, so my dad ended up making one by hand out of scrap tools. And I will show you what that looks like in a later video. Yeah. That's why not. Can you go connect the battery and just make sure? Alright, well, that's done. Now the reassembly of everything. This little guy. Gonna go. Clip. This goes right. Should go right in. Okay, so we got that in there. Now, next part should be some. Okay. You want to line it up. Get your screws. So these ones, right? Small Phillips. Guess I'll have to edit this.
Coming out, wasn't it?
A little bit. There. So one more.
Little slot there.
Yes. So this piece slides in there. I'm gonna line it up. Oh, it's still loose. It's gonna be a little tough. Or maybe because that's I'm a girl. That ought to do it. Okay. I'm gonna put the hazards back in. Just slide right in there with a small, very small Phillips. Or you can use a big one. And then, so you're going to take the white piece with all that grease, slip that onto here, and that piece, this little stem, should line up just about right with this screw. You're going to get your plate and line that back up. Push it on. And this son of a bitch. That's gonna be fun. I don't think I can hold this in here. Hold it, try and hold it there. Almost. Oh. Okay. Try and just try and hold it if you can. And let me see if I can get it. Okay. So you're gonna need a second person to do this. 3 screwdrivers if you. Uh-oh. Did it go?
Yeah, it's on there. It's not latched. Yeah, we gotta put this thing.
So instead of going to buy an actual manufactured lock plate removal tool, my dad has made one out of a bent piece of steel, correct?
L channel.
Okay. And he's taken just some parts around the garage that we've had, drilled some holes. As you can see, we're using the original steering retainer nut, and you're just gonna, there's 2 nuts on the back here, as you can see, 1 on each, and you just twist it down as much as you can, grab a wrench that fits whatever size hole you drilled, and get a socket and a wrench.
I'm actually making it right.
Well, let's not strain your fingers. As you can see, it's actually pushing down just the way a regular tool would do it. Oops. now it's compressed enough to where we can try and move this ring down with some screwdrivers here.
Alright, I got him.
Alright, so you just shove it all the way down.
Steering wheel nut going right there.
Okay. And make sure you cancel that Amazon order, I guess, huh? I mean, if you want one to have, that's fine. I'll pay you back for it, but...
Alright, so here's the, see the little nub sticking out there? Original set. And here's one down here.
Mm-hmm. This and this.
This is there, so these should... Yeah, really good.
You just pop that sucker right on there.
That's it. Just see the flat now.
Here. Then if you still got your steering wheel puller on, just go ahead and take that off. So the next thing we're going to do, we're just going to set the steering wheel back on. I'm going to guess that you guys made marks. I made marks with a Sharpie, as you can see. Or maybe not. You can almost see what's left of the mark I made. I'm just going to line it up. And obviously you're going to want to get this little white piece lined up, everything lined up. Okay, get your nut. Tighten it on there. And then you should have one little piece left. I can figure out where the hell I put it. This little clip. I'm going to go right on here. And that one you'll probably have to use your bulky man fingers or a flathead. I'm ashamed of how weak I am. Okay. Just get that clip on here enough so you can spin it a little bit. It should be able to do that. Shouldn't be tight or anything. Grab the front piece of your steering wheel. Line the horn up. Mine looks like this. From the tutorial videos that I saw on YouTube with other types of vehicles, because almost nobody has a 1990 Buick LeSabre anymore. No one really has these anymore. This is like the easiest fucking thing to do ever. You just pull it right out. You want to line that up with the little white piece. Push the spring in. At least as much as you can. It probably won't go all the way in until you push this piece in. And I'm lined up. Push that back in, and you should be ready to roll. My battery's not hooked up yet, but I'm going to turn it all the way, make sure it feels right, everything, blinkers appear to be working, so let's give it a try. Alright, so I've reconnected the battery. Sounds like we got a little life. The lights are coming on, and it starts right up. Now I have next to no steering fluid left because that's another thing I need to replace. First I'm doing the sensor, and then from there it's just kind of process of elimination because this is really difficult to see things on from underneath. So don't mind that ugly noise. The next thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to put some steering fluid in this, take it for a drive around the block, make sure it responds the way that it should, and that I lined it up correctly. And that should be it. I will be listing the products that I bought below, and I will also show, see if I can make a link to the photo of the handmade lock plate removal tool that my dad made. Just, if you got scraps laying around, really try to use them before you go spend your money on it, I guess. My parents and I are DIYers. I may or may not have gotten the steering wheel a notch off. Or maybe I got it dead on. I don't know. We're going to find out. Phew. Right. So, I plan on making this my intro. Power steering fluid just chilling in the driveway over there. Thank you. Happy Easter. I think I got the steering wheel on just right. I know you can't see me, but that is because I only have one camera and it's on my phone. And right now, it seems to be doing fine. Just topped off the power steering fluid, so whatever leaks out, it shouldn't be too bad. Looks like I'm also going to need a seatbelt, clicker for the seatbelt here, the latch. It's very, son of a bitch. Excuse my language once again. So, as I said, this is probably going to be the intro of the video because I haven't made one yet. And you know what? We're just going to, oh, there it goes. I live in Venice, Florida, and it is Easter Sunday, April 12th, 2020, and I am driving my 1990 Buick LeSabre Custom that I got when I was just a kid. To me, it doesn't sound as healthy as it used to, but that doesn't surprise me because I sold it to a high school boy, and I'm not sure if he's the one that didn't take care of it or the one after him, or maybe just both of them neglected it. But as you can tell, oh God, as you can tell, I look like Honey Boo Boo's auntie. And like I said, that's because I'm making the intro after I've done the work with my father. Yes, I had to have my father help me, obviously. Yes, I'm a girl. I know. If this gets any sort of views, I'm not expecting a very nice comment section. But you know what? I'm putting this out here just in case anyone needs a hint on how to fix this on these fucking cars, because I couldn't find anything that was really solid, helpful for me. So obviously, yes, I had to have my dad help me after that. Ask some friends' advice. This car, I'll walk around real quick if you want to take a look at it. This car was my first car. I'm 22 years old. I received it as a gift from my grandparents when I was 15 years old. I was a freshman in, obviously, high school. And I needed a car. And my grandparents lived in this little place called Oak Grove in Inglewood, Florida. It is a retirement trailer park. They, obviously it's Florida, so they were snowbirds. And they parked their RV there, and they stayed in their RV. I guess I don't have a horn. I didn't have a horn before. I was hoping maybe that's disconnected. I'll have to check that out under the hood. Anyways, so he found this across the street. This little old lady and her husband were going to have to move back to Norway. And they were vacationing from Norway every year to Inglewood, Florida. And they bought this brand new back in 1990. It's a LeSabre custom, everything. It's power windows, power seats, power mirrors, air conditioning. It's really all the special things I can think of that they would have made back then that came equipped on this. Trunk button on the inside, and the old school flip, you'll see that if you stick around. And I put a Bluetooth stereo in, which I'm very proud of. I put it in when I first got the car. Grandparents gifted it to me because they knew it was going to need a little tune-up. They knew it was going to need, better electronic. Didn't put a sub or anything in it, but I do plan to possibly upgrade the speakers. You'll have to excuse the awful... Oh, I disconnected. Oh, that's nice. This is a Pioneer. A DEH XS5 BT. It's got Bluetooth, hence BT. CD player, which is kind of old school now, but I have a crap ton of CDs. It's got a USB charger. This USB port also, you can hook up like your iPod or your cell phone, and you can play music through that way. Anyway, we'll get back to that because it wants me to setting up again. Take the key out. And if you have these keys, I highly recommend getting not only the ignition keys, but also the door lock keys. I would really recommend going to your local GM dealer, if depending wherever it's from. Obviously mine's GM, I have a Buick. So this is the old ride here. It's kind of a hunk of junk. The boy that I sold it to, he didn't take very good care of the nice blue paint that I got put onto it. It's really supposed to be shiny like down here, but obviously you can see it needs a wax, and even with a wax, this spot over here was waxed a couple of days ago. Even then, it's not nearly as bright. This was a $500 Mako paint job. It's held up for the last 5 years, for the most part. Don't know what's going on here. Sprayed some rust removal gel on here from Rust-Oleum, and it seems to have made a decent dent in it, so I'll keep applying it until I see this is looking a little bit better, because that just looks like shit. Excuse my language. I do want to get a new one of these just because the sun has eaten it up so badly here in Florida. This is my favorite part of the whole car. I think it's really neat. There's nothing special in the trunk. I am missing the chrome trim piece down here, and the boy that I bought it from busted out this little piece, so I'm probably going to hit up a junkyard because I know that one of my old neighbors had this exact model, and also needs a little bumper repair there, maybe a whole new bumper, probably. I don't know. We'll see. I just want it to look nice enough to where I can drive it to a car show and people can be amused at the fact that this is still running and hear the story behind it. Obviously, lots of cosmetic issues that are going to be fixed. Somebody must have hit a mailbox over here. You know, they just totally didn't give a rat's ass about this car. And they smoked in it. Surprisingly, I don't smell any smoke smell in here. But as you can see, the seats are stained. And this is after already one seat cleaning. I have a Hoover seat shampooer. You know, it's for like carpet spots. If you have dogs, they pee on the carpet, you use it. But I mean, they just destroyed the interior of this car so bad. I cleaned out the ashtray and had to use some of that Rust-Oleum on there. I just wanted to look nice, presentable. Try to get it back as close to stock as possible. You know, the way it came out of the factory, looking actually kind of classy for a little boxy body. As you can see, obviously that paint job did not cover the indoors, door jambs or anything like that. I'm probably going to do another... God, you should have seen the water that came out of that shampoo machine. But, I don't even want to know what that is. I'm hoping, it's just soda, but, you know, could be something more gross. Somebody's dinner returned. That Rust-Oleum stuff actually made it, you know, you can see where it was sitting for the time being. That Rust-Oleum stuff is really cool. I'll show you guys what it looks like. You just spray it on, obviously a semi-clean surface. Try to wipe it as best you can, get the dirt off of it before you apply it. I want to say you can get it at like Walmart or something. I don't know where I put it. Here we go. There's my carpet cleaner I was telling you about. So this rust dissolver gel is really cool. You can use it on all sorts of stuff. Obviously tools and car parts it's very helpful for, but I ended up using it for that surface rust. And I'm probably going to end up applying it over here onto, you can see right there, it's looking kind of crappy. It's not that bad, I mean, considering what it's made out of. I just don't like it looking like that, especially because I'm going to have to try really hard to find a new grill for this. The grill is broken, actually, and it's sitting inside of the trunk. That happened a couple of years ago with the first boy that bought this, and then, you know, the son ate this up, so I'll have to redo that again. I'll need a bottom piece for here. I mean, I really don't know what they did to this poor car, but I don't think they were very nice to it. They weren't as nice to it as I was. I'll tell you that right now. Well, thank you for watching. I will be documenting the other things that I do with the vehicle on this channel here. I appreciate you watching, even though I'm a girl. Thanks if you've made it this far into the videos. And hopefully we will see you on the next one.